let's get started with the Lakers, who narrowly defeated the Warriors in the play-in game for the 7th seed last night. LeBron James nailed this three with 58 seconds remaining, the shot clock wind down, and apparently one good eye, okay, to give the Lakers the lead, which they were also obviously able to hold on to. And here's LeBron after the game with our own Rachel Nichols.
We got to talk about that shot you hit with about a minute left. The three, you didn't even look in rhythm there. What were you thinking as the ball left your hands?
I put in a lot of work in my game. After, drape my finger to the eye, I was literally seeing three rims out there. So I just shot at the middle one, and I was able to the grace of the man above, I was able to knock it down.
It's like Rocky movies. Remember when Mickey used to tell, Paulie told Rocky, punch the one in the middle. So, Mark, what changed for the Lakers in the second half?
Defense, and this is something we're so enamored with offense that we don't talk about the Lakers' top-ranked defense. They held the Golden State Warriors to 100 points. They caused Steph Curry to have 7 turnovers. They caused Draymond Green to have 7 turnovers. They basically stifled the Warriors, and I'm telling you, if they're going to repeat as champs, being a great defensive team is going to be something that they're going to have to hang their hat on the rest of this season.
Well, I agree with you to a point. I think what really happened was LeBron happened. Yeah. LeBron had a poor shooting half, as did his superstars, of course. And it didn't look quite right to me. He didn't have the lift that we normally see with him. But one thing LeBron can do is pass the ball as well as anyone I've ever seen, especially in pressure situations. And all those backdoor pass cuts to guys like Caruso, he got Anthony Davis in places where he was comfortable. And then the other thing, Mark, I would say is Golden State's going to look back on this game and be pretty bummed out because those turnovers you mentioned, I think a lot of them were careless and to some degree unforced. So Steph and Draymond, who were so brilliant in the opening half, they sort of gave it away there in the third quarter. And we know this happens with this team from time to time. And the other thing is they started fouling, and that's been their biggest Achilles heel all year long is Golden State puts players to the line. And when you do that to a team like the Lakers, who are struggling and weren't in rhythm, ask any shooter, they'll tell you it's a great place to start feeling good again when you get free shots from the free throw line.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
No, go, please.
No, and I think another thing is we certainly need to be concerned about LeBron James. If you watched him, he was actually supposed to run the point guard, and he kept deferring to Schroeder, letting Schroeder bring the ball up. I'm hearing he's playing on one leg. So to see him not get a rest like the rest of the playoff participants who aren't in the play-in, to get this game yesterday was super meaningful for him, because had they lost and won Friday, he would have had just one day off. So I'm really nervous for the Lakers in terms of his health. And I do wonder when they do play the Suns, because they had some success against the Suns without LeBron, if AD is supposed to, if AD's AD, then I wonder if the Lakers get the first one, should they let LeBron sit a game and try to rest that ankle?
Okay, let's tackle one thing at a time here. Look, Jackie, you made a great point. LeBron went LeBron, right, for the second half. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But here's the thing, and Mark, you brought this up earlier, which is their defense, right? And if you look at this Lakers defense this season, when they had everybody healthy at the beginning of the season, which wasn't for very long, they were the best defense in the NBA from a defensive rating perspective. When it was just LeBron and the group without AD, in that span, they were the number 2 rated defense in the NBA. And in the stretch of almost 20 games or so, when they didn't have either guy, they were still the 4th best defense in the league. So that is their backbone. That is their calling card. And that's what Frank Vogel has been really great at throughout his career as a head coach, too. Now, I heard this part about you telling me LeBron playing on one leg, and we can all assume that. But you are suggesting that perhaps they could, or they may consider, or you believe they should consider resting him if they get a game?
Yeah, I know the Suns are looking at me like, oh, that's a lack of respect. No, I have great respect for them, but that by the way he played, by the way he deferred giving the ball to Schroeder, look, LeBron gave a will to win in the second half that is second to none. That triple-double game, 22, 11, and 10, that was off of grit. But I could think you could tell, and Jackie mentioned to it, he's in a lot of pain, and there's a long way to go if they're trying to repeat as champs, and you got to manage it.
Jackie?
Yeah, you're playing with fire, Mark. If you start sitting LeBron James during the postseason, he was allegedly on a minutes restriction last night. I don't know where he landed on that, but I don't think you need to go to those measures. Maybe you're just a little more judicious in how you use LeBron in these games. You know, you mentioned Frank Vogel, George, and one of the other things that I thought he did in this game that was really smart, that we all knew he would do, and that it's the way I think they should play going forward, is he shifted Anthony Davis down to the 5. They're a better team defensively and offensively when he's playing from the 5 spot. And I don't think it was a coincidence that they started to pile up points and get some stops when you put AD at that 5.
Yeah, no question about it. Right, Harrell wasn't in there, Gasol wasn't in there, Drummond wasn't in there very much at the end, and Wes Matthews played a big role defensively for them, kind of giving them a spark.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.